Hey, big head. Hey there, big head. Hey, my loves. What's up? Come on in, gather round, gather round. Okay, come on and gather round. We're gonna have us a conversation today. Okay. Okay, so today we are having us a chat. We're having an astrological conversation today. So I'm not gonna be on camera today. There will be no hands, there will be no nails, there will be no shuffling, but we all here together. We're here together today because I need to talk about it. I need to give you all some information, give you all some tips to help you. We got a windmill Mercury's retrograde together. Okay. We got windmill Mercury's retrograde together. Because Mercury retrograde be tearing me up. And I know it tears some of y'all up, but we gonna work through it together. So let me say hello to everyone. Hello, Kevin. I know Kevin been parked here for a minute. Kevin asks, are we in another Mercury? Are we another Mercury retrograde already? Yes, Mercury retrogrades 3 to 4 times a year. Okay, coming for everybody's edges. Okay. And yes, I did schedule this live stream on Mercury Day. Yep. I sure did. I sure did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Brittany, hello. Robin Harper, love and light right back to you, darling. And hello to Sunray Physique. Sunray Physique, my first channel member. So thank you being a member of my channel, Sunray Physique. Love you, girl. Journey with Corinne. Hey, boo. Starry Eye. Hey, boo. Joanna. Hey, boo. Tequila. Welcome, darling. New member. Okay. Shout out to Tequila. New member. Kevin, talking about hit the like button. Male, a new member. Yep. Hey, Adele. Afternoon from Denver. Good afternoon to you from sunny Silicon Valley. Yes, Kevin, I sure do got some memberships now. I sure do. Mercury retrograde begins today on the day of Mercury. How sway. How sway. Hey, Andrea W. Donna Dash. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to my loves. Shout out to my loves. Shout out to my members. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. You know, I sure do, baby. Shay Renee, hey girl. Hey girl, you know what time it is for me next month? Shay Renee, you know what time it is. We gonna make everything look like pretty pink flowers next month. Shay Renee know what's up. All right, so yeah, Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Let me bring this up because like I said, we need to discuss some things. And I don't know if people, like I said, are really, understanding what's going on cosmically because I do want you all to win. Okay. I do want you all to win. Okay. I want you all to win. We can't win if we don't know what's going on, if we don't know how to navigate things. So let me just bring this up for you all. And feel free to, of course, ask your questions about Mercury retrograde in the chat. I'm going to be answering everything that I know. And if I don't know, I will tell you that. Okay. So, and I just want you to know, like, it's so funny how, you know, the mundane world says, these things don't exist. But now you see the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, all these different magazines and newspapers. Now they out here reporting on Mercury retrograde. Okay. Because over the past couple years, people have been, making jokes about it. Is Mercury on rollerblades? Is Mercury drinking Gatorade right now? Did they stop drinking Gatorade? It's become a thing, right? Over the past 2 to 3 years. And now everybody wants to jump on it. But those of us who work in this realm, those of us who understand astrology, who understand what's going on, like we're laughing at y'all because we've been doing this for a minute. But it's okay. We're gonna all get gathered together. Okay, we're gonna all get gathered together. Um, we're gonna all get gathered together. All get gathered together. And I'm trying to find um I'm trying to find a decent because I don't really study astrology from like websites. I study it from practical application, how things do things, and I look back and I see what's going on. See, I'm looking at stuff right now, Oprah Daily, Well and Good. If y'all ain't been doing it, um, I mean y'all can't come in now. Y'all can't come in now, but I guess. I guess y'all can, but it's okay. We're gonna get gathered together. Okay. So let me do this. Let me pull this up because I forgot I'm in three different browsers at once because that's how I roll. I'm the person with the scattered brain. Okay. Let me see what y'all talking about in here. Andrea says, congrats on the channel upgrade. Thank you, boo. Lala C here in the clouds. Girls, that's right. Chill out in them clouds. Already ready. Donna Dad says, all I know is that it's Q fault. I'm playing. Girl, it's not my fault. Yes, thank you so much, Journey with Corinne, for the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. What y'all eat? What you eating, Mel? What you eating? Okay, Lala C said, can we ask personal questions about how it affects us? Do me a favor, Lala C, and clarify that. Do you mean like with pulling cards, or do you mean just in general, or you mean like personally for you? Mm-hmm. Mel says Mercury is Gemini. Let's get it. Yes, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kevin, for becoming a member. Yay. Kevin says, my sun, Mercury, and Mars are in Libra. You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot. Kevin is very, when I'm doing readings, Kevin usually comes with the spiritual drag, but it's on an intellectual side. Kevin always comes with the spiritual drag that you have to be smart and knowledgeable about things to be able to understand the drag. So a lot of times Kevin and I are laughing in the comments because we're like the only two people who get it. Like me, Kevin, Journey with Corinne, and Lilith. Like sometimes we're the only people like in the comment section in these chats laughing because we get it. Like you have to have a brain to understand the drills when Kevin is drilling people. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes, 1 hour left, girl. It's gonna go by quick. Yes, on the road to 1K. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Lala C says just in general, because I know I'm not the only one who's about to knock down the door, start a new journey. Yeah. This is an astrological conversation, and I was just checking out what the great benefic Jupiter is going to be doing. Jupiter has been retrograde for a minute, right? Jupiter is about to station direct at the end of this month, December 30th, December 31st. So that's going to be perfect. Perfect for those of us, especially on the financial tip. So yeah. Adele, thank you for just joining. Black Magic. Hey girl. Journey with Corinne says Kevin is very on point and usually has the take that people haven't heard. That's that Mercury. That's that Mercury. Yep. Oh, I really appreciate the support from you all, just coming by, building this relationship with me. Yes, I'm an esoteric channel. Yes, I'm reading tarot and stuff like that, but I really appreciate you all getting to know me, right? Getting to know me as a person, knowing my personality, knowing what I stand for, what I don't stand for over this past, let's see, I first reached out to Nyla in August of 2022. This is December 2023. So as long, over this period of time, Nyla, quote unquote, introducing me to you all, me building my relationship, my sisterhood with Nyla, um, getting to know you all supporting me, you all being my clients, you all coming to me for trusted advice, as a trusted ear to learn from me, to grow with me esoterically and spiritually over this past, year and some change. I really, really do appreciate that because, you all don't know what I look like. I really haven't brought too much of my personal life into it, as far as YouTube goes, because I understand how some people, with their silly foolishness, they just want to bring negativity to everything. So I really appreciate you all supporting me on this journey with me, becoming some of my chat friends. Like I look for you all in the chats. I enjoy kikiing and all the fun that we have together in chats. So I really do appreciate you all supporting me. Right. I can't say it. And I thank you all for supporting me because I know you could be doing something else with your time. So I really do appreciate you all. And thank you all for being here on this journey with me, so far, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate the support. And like I said, I know it's hard. I know part of my struggle myself, as someone coming to YouTube was, you know, people aren't going to get to know me because they can't see my face. And I understand that visually seeing someone helps you connect with them, but I really just wanted things to be about the conversation, about the information, about the ways that I can help people grow, the ways that I can help people learn, educate themselves, the way that I can help people help themselves with things that I, show or things that we discuss or things that we teach. I really wanted it to be about the information, about what I'm bringing, not about what I look like. And again, it's not because I am afraid or like I'm a bust down or something like that because I'm not. I I and even with that, like I struggle with the acceptance of me actually being pretty, being beautiful, striking, gorgeous, all the different things that people have called me because I try to remain humble, right? I try to remain humble and just focus on things that aren't necessarily physical. I really try to focus on like the information, learning, growth, teaching with you all, sharing with you all, right? So I say all that to say thank you, thank you, thank you to people who have supported me, who are joining us members, who have joined my Patreon, who have just watched videos, who have commented, who have liked, who have shared, who have subscribed. Now, you all are coming in as, new members to my channel. And I really do appreciate that. I know that was very verbose, but the sentiment and the heartfelt warmth and thank you behind it is very, very real. So I just really had to get that out. I really, really had to get that out. Um, She said, when is the next Patreon? Make sure you clarify that, Donna. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yeah, now that some of you all are members, some of you all are members as well as on my Patreon. So we will be doing, members only and Patreon streams. I have been doing the Patreon streams for Patreon members only, but now that I have members and Patreon, we're gonna be kikiing and stuff behind the scenes. So if you want to kiki with us, make sure you join members. Because I do bring, information like that. Now that I do have some members, some of the stuff that I share on Patreon, I'm going to share with members as well. So again, thank you all for supporting me. Girl, your Mercury is in Capricorn. What does that mean? You about to get hit. You about to get hit. I'm sorry, but you about to get hit. But we're gonna try and help it out. She says this channel is definitely going up. It must. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much to the beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Tequila F. You know, thank you so much, Shay Renee. Yes, your life is yours, sis. And Shay Renee knows what that's like. Shay Renee is a member of a sorority. I'm not going to name her sorority, but so am I too. And a lot of times when you are members of sororities, especially those that are very popular, people want to make your identity what the sorority is. And no, you're just a member. You're just a member, right? Our identity, we are ourselves, right? So this is just the spiritual side of me is just another aspect of things. And that's what I want you all, like I said, the knowledge, the information. Things that I've learned, I want you all to learn so you can win, prosper, grow, move forward. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Since you said that about Jupiter and finances, I'm gonna sit back and listen because that's what I really want to know about. And yeah, but see, Mercury is going to affect that too. Mercury is going to affect the finances and stuff like that too. And the reason that Mercury retrograde gets the bad rep because Mercury is integrated into so many parts of society and Mercury causes havoc in certain areas 3 to 4 times a year. So yes, like every 3 to 4 months Mercury is out here on rollerblades running into stuff, knocking stuff down. Okay. So that's why, Mercury, we always hear about the Mercury and Gatorade because Mercury is tied into so many things. Mercury is tied into financial systems, communication, travel, conversations, electricity, the internet commerce. A lot of us do transactions online. That means your Stripe, your PayPal, your debit cards, the ATM, the bank statement online isn't working. Being locked out of your accounts, you traveling, you in a bunch of traffic, all of the you notice an uptick in car accidents, planes being delayed. You ordering your stuff on Amazon, Amazon talking 2 days. No, 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 no. When Mercury's in retrograde, the mail is about to get lost. The Amazon packages are coming late. Um, Having arguments with your family members, your friends, static at work, disagreements, miscommunication. You think you heard one thing, but it really meant something else. All of this is tied into Mercury in the retrograde, and how you get hit really depends on your placements in your chart, where things are in your chart. Now, I can't analyze everyone's chart, but for me, my Mercury is in Pisces. Okay. In my birth chart, Mercury is in Pisces. Mercury does not like to be in Pisces, okay? Because Pisces is dreamy and watery, and Mercury is just like, but we need to come with logic, right? We need to come with logic. So where Mercury is in your chart, that's going to show how you'll be affected and to what point you're going to be affected. You know, so yeah, that's a big thing. It's not going to hit everyone the same, but once you understand Mercury, in retrograde, and you understand how it has played out for you, you know, over your life, or even if you just look back over the past year, you'll be able to understand how things are going and be able to better navigate when things go crazy. So Mercury is in retrograde right now. Okay, from December 13th to January 2nd. Mercury retrogrades for about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 times a year. Okay. So if you someone who's always late, like me, because if the event start at 1 o'clock, you better believe I'm gonna leave at 12:50 to get to the event. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't show up for things on time unless people pay me. You pay me, I'm showing up on time. Two things I'm showing up on time for: the international flight for that vacation, and when you pay me and for the international flight for vacation, that's when I show up on time. I'm gonna be there on time. Something that I have to pay for, something that is no real benefit to me. Yeah, I might come. You might see me. I might show up later, be there for an hour, and then I'm gonna leave. Right. This is why Q drives her own car to whatever it is that's happening, because when Q get ready to leave, Q finna leave. So yeah, I'm always late. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay. And then, when these different problems, issues show up in Mercury retrograde, a lot of the times these are things that you need to fix. You need to work on. You need to fix. You need to address, especially if these are prolonged issues in your past. Okay. I'm well behaved from Nyla's channel. Hey, girl. Yes, I really do care about you all having a safe spiritual journey. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Um, okay, what does that mean? Mercury and Capricorn. Okay, so all of the planets, let me bring up this chart so you all can kind of see. All of the planets in our solar system are constantly moving, right? As they move through their orbit, astrologically speaking, they're also moving through the planets and they're moving through the signs of the zodiac. So, right now the sun is in Sagittarius, okay? So let me bring up an astrological chart so you can all kind of see, because a lot of people don't know, and that's okay. We're gonna work through it together. Okay, so I'm going to share this screen just so you all can kind of understand for Andrea, because we're gonna learn together. We're gonna learn together, okay, darling? So do not fret. I am here. Let me add this to the StreamYard. Add to stage. Okay. So let me know when you all can see this. T-Town's Mercury is in Gemini. So you might be okay because your Mercury is in a domicile. Okay, Black Magic says, I think mine is in Gemini. Mercury's in Aquarius for me. Am I alone here? You may be. Mrs. Awesome. Hey, Mrs. Awesome. She said, Lord, I'm scared to look at mine. I'm a Cancer and I have Virgo in my first house. Um, okay. Shanice says, hey, Q and everyone. My Mercury is in Cancer in the eighth house. Yes, I did say January 2nd. Mm-hmm. Child, I'm still buck naked after 5 minutes after bed. T-Town, this is me. This is me too. It's okay. It's okay, girl. That's me too. I'm just like, I said I was gonna go yesterday, but I was younger then, and I should really change my mind and not go. Because most of the time I don't deal with people because most people are full of crap. And if you know, you know. Okay. No, Mercury doesn't necessarily mean to represent what you have to work on, but when you keep seeing repeated issues in your life, you need to work on those because those are lessons that you haven't learned, demons you haven't slayed, issues that you need to take care of. Okay. Mercury is going to bring up a lot of stuff from the past. Mercury is going it strikes so acutely that Mercury wreaks havoc. So don't be surprised if you see like old posts on Facebook from 12 years ago right now, the ex-boyfriend, the ex-friend, people start lurking. You heard that such and such was asking about you, from now until like early January. That's Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Okay, so you all see. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, boom. Let's do it like this. Okay. So yeah, you see this. So these are the zodiac signs. Okay. So air. So this line right here, this is the ascendant. Okay. So remember in zodiac, okay, so remember that spring is the beginning of life. Spring is the beginning of the new year. The calendar year starts in January. The spiritual natural year begins in spring, okay? Begins in spring. In March, especially and I'm speaking more about the northern hemisphere because this Western astrology was developed like in Europe and stuff like that, which is the northern hemisphere. So we get spring the same time as them. So spring, right? Because I'm a Pisces, my birthday is March 10th. March 10th is still winter. The season changes on either the solstice or the equinox. So March 20th, 21st, 19th, that's when the sun moves in Aries. So you see Aries right here. This is the start of spring. Okay, so that's why Aries is here. So we're going clockwise. Even though this is flipped, we're going clockwise. So Aries is the first sign of the new year for us in the northern hemisphere because this is the start of spring. Okay, so Aries is the first fire sign, Taurus is the first earth sign, Gemini is the first air sign, Cancer is the first water sign. Okay, so we see this is astrology. The sun moves through each sign once a month. Okay. The sun sign changes, the sun changes sign, aka your zodiac sun sign. Okay, around the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, sometimes 22nd of the year, depending on how things are calculated, right? Okay. So as we can see, these are the zodiac signs. Okay, 12 zodiac signs, 12 months of the year. We have our planets. So when we say something is in something, it's usually the planet is in some sign. So the chart for right now is where is this the planets today in okay. So see down here, this is down here. You see this is Capricorn, Capricorn, Mercury. Mercury is in Capricorn right now. Okay. Mercury is currently in Capricorn. We know the sun is Sagittarius, it's Sagittarius season. Mercury is in Capricorn. Saturn is in Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces. This is good for me because Neptune is a ruling planet for Pisces. Okay. Neptune is a ruling planet. This is good for me. Right. Okay. So with Mercury in Capricorn, that's what that means. Okay. That's what that means. Okay. So does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Andrea, about what does that mean? Um, Mercury in Capricorn. Okay. Yes, I personally celebrate the new year in the spring, right? I'm mad that, and see, this is why I'm always cold. I was literally born in the winter. I don't like that cold weather. I don't like it. I don't like it. I am tropical to the core, okay? So does that answer your question, Andrea, if you're still there? Okay, great. Perfect, darling. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, Mercury about to stop drinking Gatorade right now. Okay. So, what does retrograde mean? Okay, so normally the planets, we're going to pretend the planets are normally traveling through signs. So, as the sun moves forward, sun is moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn, Aquarius, think about Beyonce's song. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, oh, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. Okay, so if you think about Beyonce's song, she's literally naming all of the zodiac signs and how planets normally traveled forward through all of the zodiac signs. Okay, when a planet stations retrograde, and the symbol for retrograde is the RX, like I put on my thumbnail. That means that it looks like the planet is moving backwards. So right now, Mercury has started to go backwards in Capricorn. It's going to go backwards so much so it's going to eventually transition signs and retrograde backwards into Sagittarius. And then when it eventually starts moving forward, it's going to station direct, aka stop going backwards and move forwards back into Capricorn. Okay. So when Mercury and any other planet stations, retrograde and all like that, or goes direct, depending on how fast the planet moves, right? That's going to depend on, where it's at in the zodiac chart. Is everyone with me so far? Yeah, I hate cold weather. Okay. Yeah, I don't like the cold weather. Like, if I could be like in tropical someplace on somebody beach right now, I sure would be. Um, I sure would be in my beautiful yellow bikini, with my muffins hanging out. I sure would be. Um, okay, perfect. So everyone is good. So the only planet that does not retrograde is the sun. Okay. The sun does not retrograde. The moon also does not retrograde. Okay, the moon moves forward. And, when we're talking about astrological events that happen, it's usually based on what the planets are doing and how fast the planet moves. So the sun, we know, takes 1 year to make a full cycle. The moon takes 28 days to make a cycle. So this is why when the moon transitions, um waxing and waning, right? Going growing big and going back down to 0% illumination. And then the moon also changes from zodiac sign every 2 to 2.5 days. This is why when it comes to like magic and doing your spiritual work, this is why a lot of times we look at what the moon is doing, because the moon moves the fastest out of all of our planets in our solar system. The moon moves the fastest. Right after that is Mercury. This is why we be freaking out um when Mercury is sipping haterade, because Mercury moves so fast, things get discombobulated so quick. It's it's literally like the other fastest moving planet besides the moon. Okay. This is why, like I said, when Mercury's sipping that haterade, things go haywire. Okay, because Mercury moves so fast. When we're talking about generational planets, we're talking about Saturn, we're talking about Pluto. Pluto takes over 200 years just to move through, just to move through things, okay? Pluto changes sign once every between like 15 and 25 years. Pluto is a generational planet. So like that every 20 years when Pluto is changing signs, yeah, Pluto is a generational planet. Okay? And it's so funny because we have things, we have the millennials, we have the boomers, we have the generation X. We're all Pluto transitional people. This is why we're all so different, because Pluto is doing something different for each of us as a generation. Okay, are you all with me? So that's what that means. So we've gone over what retrograde means. Okay, we've gone over things that Mercury affects, deals with. Mercury gonna mess stuff up. Yeah, Pluto. Yeah. Yeah, Pluto. Now, Donna says Pluto is me lazy. So again, it really depends how Mercury affects you. You have to, okay, so let me pull this up so we can go back and look through. Um, Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave this one up here. I'm about to switch tabs for you. Mercury, retrograde 2023. Okay. So let me find a okay, so let me share this tab instead. Okay. So now we see, right? And we're gonna okay, so this year 2023, Mercury was in retrograde end of December last year to January 18th this year. April 21st, Mr. Hoodoo's birthday, to May 14th. August 23rd to September 14th. December 13th, which is today, to January 1st or 2nd, 2024, depending on where you are. Yes, not Pluto. Mercury usually does, just a little bit before and a little bit behind. It really does, depending on where it is in the chart, depending on the degrees. So right now, I think Mercury is retrograde about 8 degrees Capricorn. So, it's not far to go between 0 and 8 degrees, right? So because it's going to transition back through that 8 degrees to 0, once you cross that line, that's when Mercury is going to retrograde back into Sagittarius. Okay, so it depends on where Mercury is at the time of its retrograde and moving direct. Okay. Right. So as you can see, like I said, so make sure y'all take notes for next year. Take notes for next year. Mercury is gonna be on them rollerblades April 1st to April 24th next year. Okay, so let me tell you all what happened. And this is how I usually know. For me, it's usually travel. Travel is usually affected at some level for me during a retrograde. Okay. Also for me during a retrograde, Communication with people that I love and want to talk to usually slows down. Okay. Mr. Hoodoo may say something, and in my head, I'm cussing him out. I still love him, but I know not to argue, okay, during this time because I know what it is. Okay. Also, I mean, it just is what it is. Y'all know I do readings and stuff like that. Usually people slow down booking readings, booking consultations and stuff like that with me during a Mercury retrograde because that's internet, electronic, and e-commerce. Mercury covers them all. So when I know when it's happening, all I can do is laugh. All I can do is laugh because the planets are going to do what they're going to do. If Mercury is retro, ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, okay, so you are returning back to energies. It should be better for you if Mercury was retrograde in your chart because it's naturally who you are. It's the natural returning point for you. Okay, it's it's the natural turning point for me. Um, you may get some extra lessons, but it's natural for you. Things should be a little bit better for you. It should be. Okay. So yeah, like I said, for example, okay, so May 21st to May 14th. I don't know if you all remember, but around that time, Mr. Hoodoo's grandmother passed. Okay. Remember earlier this year, I was traveling, with Mr. Hoodoo and the family to the Caribbean because we had to lay her to rest, right? During that time, oh, it was some foolishness going on trying to get the funeral arrangements done. Okay, and anybody knows if you have family or your people in the Caribbean, they're gonna take forever. You need to know somebody when you call in order to get things done. It was taking forever because we had to arrange to have, her remains flown back to the island. Um, it was taking forever. The guy said his planes broke down. We didn't know how we were going to get her, her remains flown back to the island. It was a whole mess. It was a mess. Mercury retrograde. Mercury was retrograding and doing what Mercury do. Okay, Kevin says he remembers that. Yeah, Mercury was retrograding and doing what, like I couldn't do anything but laugh. I couldn't do anything but laugh. It was sad, because we were trying to make sure that her final wishes were carried out, and we did. We finally got things together. But yeah, it was a whole mess. During that time, some of the family members got into an argument. I don't know if y'all remember me posting about that. Like sometimes when you psychic and you just know stuff, and I told Mr. Hoodoo before we left, I was like, it's gonna be an argument. This person gonna leave early. It's sure as hell that's exactly what happened. There was an argument, two arguments, two big blowouts. One person on the family trip left and went back to Atlanta early. Okay, arguments. Okay, the longer lines when you're going through TSA, your plane gonna be delayed. Matter of fact, we were leaving the Caribbean and flying back to Atlanta. Our plane was delayed. Our plane was delayed. Our plane was delayed, and we were just praying because we had a connection. We flew from the Caribbean to Miami and then from Miami to Atlanta because those were the only flights. So I I know what it is. I don't get upset. I don't get mad. You just prepare. Yeah, on Mercury retrograde, right? Okay, so y'all remember. Yeah, on Caribbean time, it's gonna take 5 million years. You better know somebody. You better smile and kiki and bring them gifts if you have to go into the office because in the Caribbean, it's not you can't just call the number. You need to know somebody who knows somebody to get things done. Okay, you better come bringing some tart, come bringing some pate, come bringing something to woo them with gifts so you can get something done. Okay, I mean it's gonna mean the same thing for everyone. Mercury in retrograde is going to affect everyone. to what degree it affects you is going you literally will have to pull up a chart and see. You literally have to pull up your chart and see. Okay, so August 23rd to September 14th. Y'all remember what happened, right? Mr. Hoodoo and I were what? Moving from Atlanta to California. Moving from Atlanta to California. Originally, we were going to road trip it. We were going to um ship his car here, drive his he has a pickup truck as well. So we were going to excuse me. We were going to um put our stuff, like in the U-Haul trailer, right? Pull that with his pickup truck and then tow my car behind it because we have a dog, right? We had to bring our dog, bring our dog with us too. Though when I tell you those plans fell through, those plans fell through. We had our roadmap worked out. We were gonna go from to Atlanta to Mississippi, from Mississippi to Dallas, Texas, stop, visit my nephew and the babies, from Texas to like New Mexico. We were supposed to go to Vegas back in end of August, early September. I was supposed to go see Nyla back then. And then from Vegas to here, Silicon Valley, it's an 8-hour drive. Nope. Those plans fell through. The plans fell through. Not only did the plans fall through, his pickup truck died. His pickup truck died. Not only did his pickup truck die, he needed to get his car repaired. His car that he drives every day, his car needed to be repaired. So the pickup truck died. We were paying for that, fixing the pickup truck, fixing his car. Took my car to get tuned up, before we move out here. Those plans failed. We ended up flying. From Atlanta to Silicon Valley. We had to ship our cars. Transportation issue. We had to ship our cars out here. And because we had to ship our cars out here, that's why I didn't see Nyla in Vegas until this Thanksgiving. Transportation issues. I know what it is when it happens. I know exactly what it is when it happens, and I can't do anything but laugh. So Mercury retrogrades, especially when it comes to travel, your electronics, if you have documents, you need to print out your documents. You need to email a copy to yourself. You need to have 2-3 hard copies. Mercury retrograde. If you are out here traveling, you need to go to the doctor. The doctor's office is 20 minutes away. You may need to leave 35 minutes before your appointment, even if it's just up the street. Mercury retrograde. Okay, plan for them accidents. Plan for losing your keys. Plan for the software ain't working. Last night, let me tell you something. Last night, when I was posting, I told y'all I was going to share, the meatloaf and my plate. I had scheduled that post on YouTube. And then the post posted on YouTube without the picture of the food. I had to go back, delete that one, and then attach the picture of the food and then do it. Mercury retrograde. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Oh, Mercury retrograde. Phone ain't working. Phone starting to act crazy. Out of nowhere, out of the blue. That's what it is. So if you betting money, make sure it's money you can lose. Make sure it's money you can lose. I feel bad for people going to the casino right now. You're finna lose your money. I am very serious. That is exactly what happened. Oh yeah, the road trip was gonna be fun because we were gonna eat our way across the country. We was like, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna eat this. We were gonna go to Vegas, get us bucket of chicken because Harold's Chicken is in Vegas. Y'all know I'm from Chicago, so I eat my Harold's Chicken. So when we went to Vegas for this Thanksgiving. Oh, you better believe we got a bucket of chicken wings and brought them back on the drive back, right? So Mercury retrograde, and then Mercury retrograde plus a holiday, you're going to be toe up. You're going to be toe up. It is what it is. So Mercury retrogrades is asking you to double check things. Make sure you have a plan in place. Do not be out here trying to raw dog or willy-nilly something without solid plans in place, without solid backup plans during the Mercury retrograde, because it may affect you. Girl, yeah, the post posted without the food pic last night. And I was mad. I was mad. I had to go back and fix it. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, oh, let's see what my love sent me. Sorry, Mr. Hoodoo is texting me right now because he's showing me the beautiful ocean in California he's driving by on his way to do work. Okay, well, I ain't asking for that. I love you, babe, but I want to see the water too. But yeah, Mercury retrograde is going to retrograde. So make sure you look at things. Take a look at what was happening to you between August 23rd, September 24th, April 21st to May 14th to get kind of an idea of what's going on. What was going on, okay? Some of you may get dreams of exes, you know, normally during Mercury retrograde, which I've had to get rid of most of them. Some of the dusty people that I went to high school with try and be like, "Hey, big head," and then I look at them and I ignore the message. I get some of those. Um, right now, my old coworker has been texting with me for like the past 2 days. One of the people that I used to work with, at the company I used to work for, one of my old coworkers is texting with me. Um, been texting with me since yesterday. I haven't talked to this person in probably like a few months. Like I almost forgot they existed, which is mean. But they start texting with me. I'm like, okay, I'll allow it. But yeah, so understand what's going on through Mercury retrograde. No, don't do it this new year. Don't do it this new year. Wait until Mercury stations direct. Okay. And then by the time Mercury is getting ready to station direct, move forward, Jupiter will be out of retrograde and Jupiter will be moving forward. Y'all know y'all like money and abundance. That's what Jupiter is here for. Okay. Hey, Mr. 3333. Hey, Star, this is my Star right here. Hey, Renaissance woman. She said, I had to reschedule my doctor's appointment yesterday due to traffic and I can't send text and I didn't get my requested vacation. Mercury retrograde, baby. That's the Mercury retrograde. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Soror. But yeah, that's the Mercury retrograde. Yeah, they be like, hey, big head. I know exactly what that is. Hey, big head. Blocked. Yeah, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised with people you haven't talked to in a while. They come out of the woodwork or so and so asking about you. But make sure you are planning things. Make sure you are planning things. Empress Key said, I'm going to be careful during this retrograde. Yeah, during this one and all retrogrades, just make sure that you are thinking logically about things. Make sure that you plan. If you know you are clumsy, if you know you lose things easily, make sure you plan. Okay? Make sure you take your phone charger with you. Make sure your phone is charged up before you leave the house. Take your phone charger with you. Okay? Make sure that if you're going out to the grocery store, make sure you have cash. Going to get these groceries or going to go get gas, make sure you have cash. The pumps may be down, or the card reader at the pump may be down. Okay, this is to plan. Make sure you plan so that you have options, so that you have a way out of situations. Make sure you plan. Okay, make sure you have your backups, right? Don't go out the house and you own less than a quarter tank of gas and you got to drive somewhere. Go do it before. Don't be them people who on Monday morning you got to go get gas and you pass E because that line gonna be long. I don't want you to have to push your car to the pump. Get your gas the night before, so you won't get caught up. I'm telling you. So make sure you're looking through things. Look through these dates. Look through these dates, and make sure you write down the date for next year. So you can be ready. I want you to be ready and I want you to be prepared. So make sure you carry cash, credit card, debit card, even the checkbook if you still got it, because you don't know. There have been times, like I said, the card reader don't work and you need gas. Well, Q carries cash in her wallet. I carry a bunch of cash, especially when you out here doing things you need to be incognito. I carry cash, so I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, the retrogrades, they be tearing people up. This is just Mercury retrograde. Remember earlier this year, um, when all that foolishness is going on, uh-huh. The retrograde, the planets are always doing something. Astrology, the planets moving around astrologically, they're always doing something. Okay, they're always doing something. Hmm. Yeah, not big head. Yeah, Donna said she forgot her charger and it was at 3%. Take the charger with you. Yeah, Mercury retrograde is asking you to always, always prepare. What Donna say? Donna said, she had, yeah, 3 missed calls from your ex. Missed call. Okay, let me answer this question. Is it okay to do spell work during Mercury retrograde? If you know what you are doing, if you are a strong worker, yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you are a strong worker. But know that it is possible that, okay, so let me say this. If you are new to spell work and magic, I would say wait. If it's an emergency, go ahead and do it, but it may take a little bit for things to start, for things to start working. If you are a strong worker or you work with spirits who will do the work for you, that's fine. If you are a newbie doing something for the first time, I would wait. Okay, I would wait. Yes, big head. Yes, always prepare, prepare, prepare. She said, I'm about to zip myself in a bubble. Yes, my phone is acting crazy right now. Yeah, but just know it's not your fault. Mercury is asking you to just look like I need a new phone. So Mr. Hoodoo is, kindly getting me a new phone for Krima, right? For Krima. I'm getting a new phone. Listen, it's just been dying a little bit faster. That's okay. I'm getting a new phone. Um, it just is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. We were supposed to go. Case in point, yesterday we were supposed to be like heading down to LA. And I love to head down to LA with Mr. Hoodoo because we go into all the taco spots. Tacos are my favorite food. If I pass away and you need to summon me, make sure tacos are part of your offering. Okay. The good ones, Mexican style tacos. So, we were supposed to go to LA, drive down to LA. And then it turned into, okay, we're going to go to LA Thursday. No, those plans changed too. So maybe San Diego next week. Maybe. We'll see. And I was hyped too. You should have seen me. I had all my stuff packed in the suitcase yesterday morning. Oh, we not going. I had to unpack that suitcase. I was mad. But it's okay. Mercury retrograde. Okay. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Yep. Always carry your cash. What she said, I keep running into shenanigans where I can process my orders at work is definitely slowing me down. Yep. And it's not your fault. I mean, the planets are always going to retrograde. They're always going to retrograde. But Mercury gets the attention because Mercury retrogrades, y'all see this 3 to 4 times a year. 3 to 4 times a year. I ordered groceries and they took it back for no reason. I rescheduled delivery and I went and got my grocery. Advil had been tampered with. Yeah, just understand. Just know it's not you. It's not you. It's not you. She said Apple been slowing down these phones. Girl, my phone 10 years old. Bloop. If y'all think I'm gonna pay a note on a phone every month, no, you a fool. If you think I'm gonna do that, I'm not doing that. The phone is not a car, and I ain't had no car note in I don't know how long, so I ain't doing that either. Yep, Taco Tuesday. We were supposed. That's right, it was Taco Tuesday yesterday. That's all right. Um, with the fresh tortillas, okay, that's the only way. Don't come bringing me no tacos from the Mexican place, and they got the old ones out the bag. I'ma haunt you, okay? I'ma haunt you. Go to the place where Abuela and Tia are making them tortillas by hand. and cooking them up, and then give me the carne asada and some al pastor and put it on my altar as an offering. I'm gonna come help you out, but don't come to me with them store bought tortillas and you went to the Mexican place. I'm hunting everybody, okay? So just letting you know. 10-year-old phone looks like girl. I got an iPhone. Yep, 10-year-old phone. My phone worked just fine. All the apps, everything. It works fine. The only thing I don't have on my phone is, like the new things that you can do with your camera. My phone worked just fine. I be talking to all y'all from the same phone. Okay. My phone 10 years old, baby. Girl, I ain't doing all that. Don't come here with this foolishness. I will haunt you for these bad tortillas. I will haunt you. Okay. Don't do that. I'm just letting y'all know. Carne asada tacos with the fresh tortillas. Yes, Mexican style con cilantro y cebolla. Okay. Just letting y'all know. Well, I have Face ID on my iPad, so because I have a new iPad. My iPad is like a year old or 2 years old. I got the iPad Pro with the LiDAR and all the other stuff. Yeah, I got the iPad Pro. But yeah, so I ain't even worried about it. Mel said, "What you mean, alter? Where you going?" I'm just saying, if y'all want to summon me in the future, if I were to pass away tomorrow and y'all need to summon me, you better put good tacos on my altar, or I'm hunting you. It's just facts. Yep, the tortilla curse. Yep. See, no, mine don't do that. See, my phone older than y'all's, and my phone ain't even doing that. It just don't. My phone just don't hold a charge. But my phone is 10 years old, so it's not even. It's supposed to be doing that. But I have no issues with my phone. I have no issues with my phone except for the battery ain't shit. So I take my charger with me everywhere I go. But Mr. Hoodoo getting me another phone. So, but yeah. So do you all understand Mercury retrograde? Do you understand the things to look out for? Do you understand how to prepare? Because today is the first day of Mercury retrograde for this particular um retrograde time period. Do you all have any questions? Go ahead and put your questions in the chat so I can answer your questions. Oh, let me tell you, Donna, no, I have all the good stuff. I have the good stuff. I just, my phone was working fine, so I saw no issue to get another phone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just got, the battery issue. If this battery was a new battery, I'd probably still have it. Just keep this phone. I do everything that everybody else do. The Twitters, the IGs being nosy. I do all that stuff. Same as everybody else. Because they are really built to last. This is my second MacBook Pro because my last MacBook, I have a 16. I'm talking to you from my 16-inch MacBook Pro that Mr. Hoodoo bought for me for my birthday a couple years ago. But my last MacBook Pro, it lasted. So I do have, it's just my phone ain't new. This is my second or third Apple Watch. So I get the new hotness. I just wasn't paying that for a phone. So, yep, your car started acting up today, and I was like, why? Yep, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, Donna, don't forget that I work in tech. Specifically, tech, IT. I've done a little bit of it all, especially cybersecurity. So I worked in tech. Oh, I know about things, but I don't spend money unnecessarily. I just don't. If it's still working and I'm still getting, like the security updates, then there's no reason to. There's no reason to. But now that I don't get security updates anymore, my battery acting up, yeah, it's time to get a new one. But other than that, like I said, yeah, don't try and come for me, Donna, because like I said, I've worked in tech. hmm Okay, Mercury. So Mercury in Aquarius would just mean Mercury is currently in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so if we go back to our chart, let's switch. Let me share this tab instead. If we go back to this chart, right, we see all the zodiac signs. This line right here in the middle, okay, this is like the dividing line, okay? So when you start astrologically, you start at the ascendant. Aries is the ascendant, okay? So Aries is the first sign of the new year, and Aries is the first sign of the astrological chart for the northern hemisphere, right? Southern hemisphere is different. So right now we're going into winter, right? Winter, because the winter solstice is December 21st. In the southern hemisphere, they're going to be going into summer. So with Aries being the start of the new year, spring, that only applies for the northern hemisphere. So the planets all move through each of the zodiac signs. So if Mercury would be in Aquarius, right? Um, then Mercury would be here. And I'm down here by the north. You see this blue eye? Aquarius is here. So next month, um, so probably about end of January going into February, Mercury is going to be moving through Aquarius, right? And like I said, we know this is winter time. This is spring and summer up here, right? Because we have the transition, right? Virgo, Virgo, that's like end of summer, fall. So this is fall and winter. So these signs are fall and winter down here. These up here, this is spring and summer. We know the height of summer, right? This is Leo. This is that July going into August. We know this. This is Leo, right? So these down here, this is fall and winter. Okay? And each astrological sign combined with each planet gives off different energies. But remember, the planets do not stay stationary. All of the planets move through the zodiac signs, every last one of them, some faster than others. So Mercury in Aquarius will be when Mercury gets to this point for us, and that's going to be next year. That's probably going to be, like I said, probably around mid to end January, possibly early February is when Mercury is going to be in Aquarius. So planets in sign. Right now the sun is in Sagittarius. We laugh, because Princella, the bonobo queen, talking all her foolishness, talking about she in Aquarius. Uh-huh. And Taz be out here like, well, I'm an Aquarius too. What that mean? Taz is an Aquarius. That means that the sun was in Aquarius when Taz was born, including, even with the bonobo queen, right? So y'all know when the sun changes signs because you know your zodiac sign. But just know that the planets, they move through the signs as well. Okay? So that's what that is. Girl, I ain't doing that. Don't go team Android. If I want to play around on open systems, I got some y'all know we tech people, we have various um things spun up on our virtual machines. Yeah, I have things on my virtual machines if I want to play. Yep, Renaissance is a Taurus. That's why I love you. Yeah, so Mercury in Libra, that would mean that this planet here, Mercury, has traveled all the way around and boom, in the sign of Libra. So it's gonna be a while before Mercury hits Libra. Okay. Right now, Mercury's in Capricorn. We got to go this way clockwise. This is still clockwise. Boom. So that's what that means. Mercury in Libra, the planet Mercury in the sign of Libra. Libra is um Libra is an air sign. So Mercury, being that Mercury is the planet that rules air signs, the logic, right? Thinking about things. You can't come at people sideways with foolishness, emotions, the woo-woo. People who are thinkers, they think logically, intellectually. That's usually, very generally speaking, are air sign people. Okay. Or earthy people. So Mercury in Libra, Mercury is okay in Libra. Mercury is very comfortable in Libra. Mercury is not comfortable in Pisces because Pisces, we are literal fairies. We are literal magical creature unicorns. We live in the woo woo every day. Mercury is not comfortable in Pisces. Mercury is at fall in Pisces. Mercury is debilitated, weak in Pisces because it's too much woo woo for Pisces. It's too much woo woo for Pisces. Okay. So each planet is either comfortable and happy or uncomfortable and unhappy, depending on the zodiac sign that they are in. This is all part of astrology. This is all part of tarot. This is all part of magic. They all work and it's all interwoven together. Okay. Team Android, it's okay, Empress. I forgive you. Um, yep. Tech people usually have a little bit of everything going on. Like I said, I have my secret laptops and things like that. Like I said, I have my virtual machines where I do my intellectual bidding on my virtual machines. Yep. It really, really depends. Neptune is going to bring more dreaminess to it, but Libra naturally isn't dreamy. Libra is going to think about things, but that wateriness, Neptune is a water planet. Neptune rules over, like Pisces. So it's not necessarily an issue, but, oh, girl, positive queen on purpose. Okay, now you're speaking a little bit too much my language. I don't read birth charts. I don't read birth charts, but um, what you can do is you can go to Cafe Astrology, the website, and you can literally put in your name, the time of birth. You have to know what time you were born, the exact city that you were born in, and it's going to bring up a chart for you and it's going to explain everything for you about who you are astrologically as a person. But let me say this, because all of us have various astrological aspects to us, it don't mean that we get to be an asshole because of the planets, okay? We don't get to be assholes because of the planets. Some people are going to just do things the way that they do things, but it don't mean that you stay a jerk or remain a jerk or don't change or grow or try to do better. Okay, I'm not for that. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Pisces. I know things that I need to work on for myself, and I have been working on things. Like I need structure. Mr. Hoodoo brings structure to me because he is an earth sign. He brings structure, okay, and that guidance about things that I know I need help with, and that is okay. Okay. I see things spiritually that he doesn't see because that's not who he is. We work well together. Okay, so business plan, business processes, planning things out. Like Mr. Hoodoo is a king maker. Remember, I told you about people who are kings and then king makers? Mr. Hoodoo is a king maker. Okay. Me, I'm woo woo. I live in the realm. When I'm not here on YouTube, I'm reading either science fiction stories, I'm listening to stories about aliens, I'm following what's happening with the UFO disclosure going on with Congress. I'm listening to ghost stories. I watch I'm looking at tarot cards. I'm, trying to see what magic am I doing this week to better ourselves. This is really the lane that I live in. But it don't mean that, you forget to go to the grocery store and get what you need at the grocery store. So we can't let things become debilitations. We can't let parts of who we are stop us from growing and doing better, right? We can't just be like, well, I'm an asshole because I'm such and such. No, you're an asshole because you're an asshole. Okay. You're welcome, darling. Um, Pisces too. Hey girl. Yes, it will. It's cafe astrology. Cafe astrology. You can literally type in free birth chart on Google and 500 million sites will come up, but you have to know your time of birth. Fun fact about me and part of my mystery, I don't know what time I was born. I was an old school C-section. My mother has a C-section scar from the rooter to the tutor, and she was, under anesthesia. She doesn't know what time I was born. I don't know what time I was born, and it's not on my birth certificate. So that is part of my natural mystery. My moon may either be in Capricorn or Aquarius. I don't know, because your moon changed. The moon, remember I told you that the moon moves so fast? The moon moves and changes sign every 2 to 2.5 days. So if I was born earlier in the day, my moon may be one sign. If I was born later in the day, my moon may be in another sign, because my moon literally was in transition the day I was born. So I don't know my moon. I don't know, which means I don't know like my rising sign either, because I can't input it into a chart. So fun fact about Q. Yep, cafe astrology. Tequila says the stream was so great. You can't post the link. Let me find the link. Let me post it for you all. Cafe astrology, because yeah, if you know what time, if you know what time you were born, copy. If you know what time you were born, you can input it and get a full chart. You are very welcome. 12 a.m. on the dot. That's fine. Why didn't they write it down? I don't know. It was different. It was different. And I have my birth certificate. I even got a copy of my birth certificate. It's not on my birth certificate. And like I said, my mother was under anesthesia, so she doesn't know either. So, I mean, I'm fine with it, because I'm I am who I am, right? Yes, it does. So when you are doing a chart, right? When you are doing a chart, the time of day is important, because the planets are always moving. A planet can be in one sign or a different house at 5 o'clock, become 5:45, or even a few minutes later, the planet is changing into a different sign or doing something else. This is why it's important to know the time of day you were born exactly, so that when you do your chart, it's accurate for you. Okay, this is why. Interesting. Okay, rising is Libra, moon is Sagittarius. Okay, I can see that. Hmm. I can see that based on, what I know about you all. Absolutely, I can see it. So, you know, I can absolutely see it. But yeah, Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is going, let's go. So let's review this before we end this, because like I said, these are things that I want you all to know. And again, because Mercury retrogrades, dun dun dun. So this is for today, December 13th, today to January 1st, 2024. Then April, then August, then November. So as you can see, the beginning of the year and the end of the year are marked by Mercury retrogrades more often than not. It's important. And see, this is time in between we get in these retrogrades. So, make sure that you understand that it's okay, that we need to prepare for things. Okay, so what should you do when Mercury's in retrograde? We kind of talked about this. Um, you know, um, Mercury, again, this is a very short list. Communication, listening, writing, reading, speaking, activities related to communication, negotiations, contracts, travel, automobiles, shipping, and mail. Again, we live in a very, very internet electronic sense, right? Things that move fast, things that normally move fast will be affected by the retrograde. Okay, so internet moves fast, email moves fast, electronic commerce moves fast, planes move fast, planes, trains, automobiles move fast, text messages, software, all of these things. Okay. And I want you to think about it. These companies know what's up. Okay. These companies know what's up. So when we're talking about Hermes and Nike and all like that, those are all personifications of Mercury who moves fast, speedy. Okay. So when things that are normally speedy, normally that are flowing correctly, kind of slow down, stop, you wondering what the hell was going on, check and see if it's a retrograde. Okay. Yeah, she said, I and my twin sisters were born a minute apart and it matters. Oh, you a twin? That's what's up. Oh Lord, Kevin, yeah, his moon in Leo and his rising to Gemini. Yeah, yeah, that's Kevin. Okay, Journey with Corinne says I was born to a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. Yeah, this gonna affect you. It's going to affect you. You may have some lessons that really need to be learned. It may hit you a little bit more. It may hit you a little bit more. Donna's moon is in Scorpio. That does not shock me. Laptop ain't work for 24 hours. Mercury retrograde, baby. Mercury retrograde. I'm sorry, boo, but just do what you can. Pat it and be nice to it. Oh, I'm going to show you all one more thing before we get out of here. So, but remember, during the Mercury retrograde, you should remain flexible, patient, and understanding. Allow extra time for travel. Avoid signing new contracts, things that you're unsure of. Double check, double check, double check when you're posting things, emails, read and reread. Something may sound fishy, you know, it just may be, something to stimulate you for an argument. Okay, miscommunication. Make sure you fully understand things, right? Take time to review things and your plans before you make decisions. Have all the information. Once again, don't be out here raw dogging and doing things willy nilly without planning and being flexible and being prepared during the Mercury retrograde. Yes, it will affect most people. Journey with Korean, she says, so now I'm confused. Will it affect people born in retrograde and not born in retrograde? Yes, it will affect most people. The planets are out here working on all of us, okay? Yeah, remember that the planets are always doing something. They are always moving through signs. They are always moving through signs. The energies are always changing. Always changing. Okay? Always changing. Okay. This is why we should not be coveting what other people have. Some things really are divine timing for people, and it's not your turn right now. Okay. She said, I give up. My doctor just rescheduled my reschedule. See, her doctor just rescheduled her reschedule. It's okay, baby. Drink your water, sleep, and exercise and eat right before it's giving you think about this. It's giving you extra time to do better, eat better, sleep better, exercise more before you go to the doctor. That's how you got to look at it. Even her doctor just rescheduled her reschedule. Mercury retrograde, baby. I mean, Journey with Korean, it does, but I'm not gonna say it's either or. It does matter, but how it matters is different. It's gonna be different for all of us. hmm So yeah, one more thing. One more thing. As we are leaving this calendar year of 2023 and moving into calendar year 2024, it is time to review your plans for next year. What are things that you were working on that maybe you shouldn't put energy towards anymore? What is it that you really want to do that you have made excuses for? What are things that you can do better? How can you be better? Can you change your communication? Are you really ready to learn something or take up this hobby? Assess your life over this past calendar year. Okay. This Mercury retrograde is time for you to really, really reflect, especially as this is the last one for the calendar year. So you can see and think about what it is that you want to do different for next year. And you can start to build that plan, right? You can start to build that plan. Now, one last thing I want to give you all, okay? For those of you that Those of you, I mean, and the Mercury retrograde is going to affect test taking, your intellect. You feel like you extra forgetful, all those different things. Okay. For those of you who who are fine with woo woo, okay? Here is something that you can do to combat Mercury retrograde. If you so choose to, you do not have to do this, okay? You don't have to do this, but I'm going to share this with you. It may help you. It may help you to combat Mercury retrograde's foolishness. So, um, let me go to that. Let me switch this. Share this tab instead. Okay. So this tab is the Renaissance Astrology website. Okay, this is Renaissance Astrology. This is medieval astrology, 1300s, 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, stuff like that. Astrology and stuff like that, like very, very old school. Okay. So what I'm showing you here, the Orphic hymn to Mercury. Okay. The Orphic hymn to Mercury. It is said by many magicians and spiritual workers who work with Western European type style, things, um, including myself, that reciting the Orphic hymn to Mercury will kind of help you combat some of the foolishness, especially if it hits you hard. Especially if it hits you hard. And as you can see here, we have the Orphic hymn to Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, the Moon. Okay, Pluto was not included in this because back in the day, Pluto wasn't discovered until when? So Pluto is not considered part of classical astrology, but Pluto is included more modern astrology. Okay, but once Pluto was found and located, astrology, as far as Western astrology goes, was updated to include Pluto. So, okay. So Donna says, what should we do for money work right now? Do your money work and do this Orphic hymn to Mercury. Okay. Just know that your money work, it may not, if you are not a strong worker, it may take a while for your money work to manifest. Okay. This is why we should be doing our works often, so we know how things manifest for us and how quickly things manifest for us. So if you know that you normally do work and normally start hitting within like a week or so, a few days to a week, and then you do your same work that you've been successful for 5 years doing, and it's a Mercury retrograde and it's slowed down, it's the Mercury retrograde. Okay. So again, if you are not a strong worker, I would advise to not do money work during a Mercury retrograde. If you are a strong worker or you know how to employ spirits to do the work for you, go ahead and do your work. But if you out here just working with this candle and these herbs, you may want to do this Orphic hymn to Mercury. Just put it out there. So let's go over it. Now, um, these come from Orpheus, a legendary poet, philosopher, and musician of Thrace. Right? We're talking about ye olden times, okay? Ye olden times, to whom the Orphic mysteries were attributed. So, Orphic hymns to the planets, because remember, planets have quote unquote powers and things like this. This is how we're affected by them. Okay. This is why Mercury out here drinking the haterade, skating on rollerblades. Okay. Planets have planetary spirits. Okay. So we're gonna move past the woo-woo. This is Renaissance Astrology website. Feel free to peruse it um at your own free will. It's free for you to go ahead and read. Okay. But this is the Orphic hymn to Mercury, okay? And let me see if there is let me go to YouTube and see if there is a YouTube um crapola. See, I just did that wrong. Instead of me clicking on YouTube, okay. him to, let me see if there is one. Okay, so you can go to YouTube and you can type in Orphic Hymn to Mercury. You can work alongside that one, or you can just work here. Okay, so Orphic Hymn to Mercury. Notice the fumigation of the frankincense. Fumigation just means incense. So if you want to burn frankincense, incense, as you state this Orphic Hymn to Mercury, you're good to do so. Because as you can see, the correspondence is frankincense. Okay. So Hermes, being quick-footed and all like that, Hermes, Nike, all like that. Those are all attributions or associations of planet Mercury. So Nike knew what they were talking about. Shoes that's gonna help you win the race. Mhm. Okay, so Hermes, draw near into my prayer, incline, angel of Jove, and Maya, son divine, prefect of contest, ruler of mankind, with heart almighty and prudent mind, celestial messenger of various skill, whose powerful arts could watchful Argus kill. With winged feet, tis thy throne heir to course, O friend of man and prophet of discourse. Great life supporter to rejoice is thine in arts gymnastic and in fraud divine. Fraud divine, Mercury is a trickster, okay? With power endured all language to explain, of care the loosener and the source of gain, whose hand contains a blameless peace the rod, Carushian blessed profitable God, of various speech whose aid in works we find, and in necessities to mortals kind. Dire weapon of the tongue, right? Intellect, speech, communication, which men revere. Be present, Hermes, and thy suppliant here. Assist my works, conclude my life with peace, right? Because Mercury be out here on rollerblades drinking haterade. Give graceful speech and memories increase. So this is the Orphic hymn to Mercury. You know, you can recite this and burn an orange candle and write Mercury on it. You can write the symbol for Mercury on it, on this orange candle, with frankincense as your incense, and recite this Orphic hymn to Mercury. I have it on good authority, especially from, if you're on my Patreon. Remember I was saying that the magician who taught me so many things, he passed away. He was very, very adamant about the Orphic hymn to Mercury during the Mercury retrograde. Okay. He was like, it really, really helps. So if you have issues, let me put this in chat. If you have issues with Mercury retrograde, get yourself an orange candle. Orange is the color of Mercury. Carve the Mercury symbol on the candle. Light you some frankincense incense, and just kind of meditate to Mercury. Ask that things be smoothed out for you, and recite this Orphic hymn. When you recite this Orphic hymn to Mercury, do it with passion, with flair, like you are speaking to someone that can really affect your life. If you were putting on a presentation or a play in front of a large audience, say it with passion, with E. Here's the link right here. Yes, Earth isn't part of the celestial body because we live here. So Earth is the point of origin. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Does each planet has one of these? Yes. So let's go back to it again. Pluto was not included yet, but you can see Orphic hymn: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, the Moon. Remember, I told you all that when we're talking about planets and moving, it goes in order from moving fastest to slowest. The moon moves the fastest. The moon fully transforms and moves through each sign, right? Every what, 2.5 days. So moon, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay, but yes, Pluto was not included because this is Renaissance astrology. Pluto wasn't discovered until what, the 1800s? Whenever Pluto, 1800s, 1900s, whenever Pluto was discovered, it was after all of this was done. So yes, yes. So Jupiter is about to station direct on December 30th, December 31st. If you want the blessings from Jupiter, go ahead and do the Jupiter Orphic hymn. The fumigation is thorax. Now, I don't have thorax, but you may want to find something else beautiful and along the lines. So like remember, so if you're on my Patreon, each planet has a day of the week. Each planet is aligned with something. Each planet has its powers and spirits. The fumigations, there is an instance for each planet as well when we're talking about planetary magic and astrology. Okay, so for Jupiter, the fumigation is thorax, right? This is ancient. Okay, this is ancient. For Mars, it's something stinky as well because Mars has frankincense, but I've also known Mars to have like black pepper and other things that don't smell so good for that. Let's see what the fumigation is for the sun. I'm curious now. Frankincense and manna. Okay. So remember, this is information coming from the 1400s and 1500s. Let's see what it is for Venus. Frankincense. Okay. Yeah, frankincense. Remember the other day when I was telling you, during the spiritual bath, how frankincense is really good? It aligns with the heavens, it pulls down the energy. That's also why you're seeing so much frankincense here. Okay. Fumigation of aromatics. Oh, so yeah, pretty smelling stuff for the moon, right? So yeah, let's just go back to Mercury. So you can do this, like I said. If you feel like Mercury is giving you a bad time, or before the Mercury retrograde, during the Mercury retrograde, you can do this. You can do this. So okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you so much for supporting me, supporting this platform, supporting me through this journey, because again, I just want you all to have the information so you can use the information, do what you have to do to better yourself, better your lives, better those you care about. Right. So thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much, members. Thank you so much, Patreon patrons. I really do enjoy my craft. I really do enjoy this line of work. And I am thankful and grateful that you all are open to having these conversations and taking this walk with me. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope Nyla getting ready to call because I'm ready to be messy. Um, Love you all. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. I truly, truly appreciate it. So, I'm going to go and I'm going to see you around these streets.